The Wrestling Mayhem Show recommends highspots.com for all of your wrestling needs. Whether you're a wrestling fan, worker, or promoter, looking for figures, DVDs, or equipment, High Spots has what you're looking for.
Hi, I'm Sorgatron from the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Whenever I want to buy my Lita and Edge figures so I can make them anatomically correct with some model paint and have my very own live sex celebration, I get them at highspots.com. But not the modeling paint.
Click the link for High Spots on WrestlingMayhemShow.com to support the show when you want to purchase anything wrestling related. High Spots has what you're looking for.
This is Johnny Gargano, the bee's knees, the cat's pajamas, and the whole shebang. Not Johnny Bananas, by the way, even though I like to eat them. And you're watching the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Wrestling Mayhem
Show.com.
It's the best day of the week. Today is the day that you have chosen to listen to the Wrestling Mayhem Show. This is DJ Lunchbox, putting it the fuck down for you. Let's fucking do this. Monday night, you know it must be raw. Leaders being a whore and not wearing a bra. Seen his damn belt still spinning around his waist. I can shit better rhymes on what comes out of his face. Tuesday night and it's EC Dub. Michael Q Knoxville join the club. If you sick of the shit, scream out boo boo. This ain't EC Dub and we can tell that too. Wednesday night, ROH on DVD, the best wrestling on the planet to the nth degree. Joe Damon's delirious, Daniel City, Kimikaze, Homicide, the Rottweilers, and Kenta Kobashi. Thursday night, TNA on Spike. Bruce's broken, so that means I'm puking blood tonight. Shut up and show me the damn X to the vision and get SoCal balance in my line of vision. Friday night SmackDown, this is all life. Kicking back, watching wrestling every night. Kennedy, Boogeyman, Helms, Hardy, Guerrero, London, Kendrick, and stealing the show. RWF Scion in the weekly features. You're a student, we are the teachers. Shout outs to Jimbo's crew and to the D's, putting it down for Ville with the greatest of ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. It is week 2 of the video. Awesomeness right there. We're hitting our cues. We got Johnny Gargano on there.
Enjoy yourself.
We're hitting it all. Mad Mike is here on the line. He should have unmuted himself by now.
I did unmute myself by now, Sorgatron.
There he is, and the Wrestle fans on the other line.
Mayhem!
Cheering to the sounds of Mayhem. Holy crap. And
Wow.
our guest just hit me up on Skype over there in the corner. That's right, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show 203 for, what is today? January 26th?
Yep.
2010, sorry. We are scheduled...
2010, Sorg.
20, no, that's an extra zero. That's like 20,010 or something. We are
Letters are not for dates.
We are scheduled...
What?
Let me get this straight.
You heard me.
Like, damn it. I'm muting.
Sorg, what are we scheduled for?
We're scheduled for Ryan Mitchell as I mute the rest of the guys here on the Wrestling Mayhem Show. He has been in NWA East, I believe FCW, amongst other things, the Funkin' Conservatory, and we'll be asking him about all of that, because I've only heard legends of such things, thanks to the internet. So, and we'll see what's going on with that. We'll see, I don't know what we're going to talk about. There's lots going on. I'm pissed because I didn't get both my psych guys last night. Somebody keeps messaging me and popping in. I can't.
Someone's sleep-lopping.
Yes, he is. Okay.
Skype is fun.
What the hell's going on, Sorg?
I got a cursor in Mad Mike's face. It's okay. It's okay.
I look like Cyclops whenever that happens.
So we'll get right into it. Of course, we got some fan mail. We got a little bit of voicemail. People keep messaging me still. Let's go ahead. Mad Mike, do you have your top 10 list prepared?
I do have my top 10 list prepared, Sorg.
Let's roll right into it. Why the fuck not? Let's roll right into the top 10 list. Start on a high note. We'll hit the voicemail, or hit the fan mail, hit the voicemail, and we'll roll on to music in this interview. Oh, we have a music video tonight.
We have a
music video.
Music video debuting on the Wrestling Mayhem Show. More the fact that the video will be the first time there's a video on the Wrestling Mayhem Show, not that it is debuting here first. Just want to make that clear.
Can we do Beavis and Butthead commentary on it?
No, absolutely not.
Damn.
Is that going to be like MTV?
Well, if you want to take the video version of this and do some commentary on it, then you could go right ahead.
You said airy.
That's
I
Right.
don't even know what that meant. Alright, I got Mad Mike's top 10 list for this week. Seeing as the Royal Rumble is this Sunday, I have my top 10 favorite Royal Rumble eliminations.
Okay.
Number 10.
Number 10.
10.
Wow. Okay. Drew...
I'm sorry. Everybody just messaged me right now.
God damn everybody.
Yeah, I need to turn.
They
Seriously.
know we do a show.
No, yeah, they should. Anyways,
All right.
go for it.
Okay, number 10. Drew Carey seeing himself out after trying to bribe Kane.
Fucking Drew
That was good.
Carey.
That was good.
Alrighty. Number 9.
Number 9. Oh, you're waiting for
Okay.
me.
Number
Sorry.
9.
Well, you guys both did number 10 after number 9, so I thought you'd... Never mind. Canadian Wrestler X's suplex of the Big Show.
Nice.
Oh, isn't
Number
that,
8.
Isn't that where he was like pulling him like over the top and?
Yeah, like he had him by the neck, and like Big Show was trying to just toss him over, but Benoit slid underneath the bottom rope and basically suplexed him out of the ring.
Yeah, I remember that.
Gravity is a bitch.
That's right.
Gravity is a bitch.
Actually, I think that was more physics at that point, because it wasn't really gravity. Go back to school, WrestleFan.
Fuck physics.
Alright, number 8.
Number 8.
The Cena Batista fake double elimination.
Oh yeah, the one that wasn't. I'm guessing it wasn't supposed to happen.
Oh, it definitely wasn't, because Vince came out running all pissed off and he tore both his quads.
Yeah.
See, I had to put that on there because Vince tearing both his quads is almost more of a highlight than the actual elimination itself.
Mm.
Alrighty, number 7.
7.
Rikishi eliminating Too Cool after a dance routine.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
like the entire Rumble stopped so they could do 2 minutes of dancing,
Did they
then
stop,
Rikishi
or
just
did-
tossed both of them out.
Did they stop or did they eliminate everybody around them?
I think what happened was that Too Cool were the only two in there,
Okay.
and then Rikishi was in there by him, and then Rikishi came out next, or Rikishi threw someone out, or something like that.
No, Rikishi was kicking the ass all over, throwing people out, and then Sky Too Hottie and Grandmaster Sexy came out, and then that's when they started dancing.
Did they come out one after each other? I thought it was
It
only
was-
like one entrant that started it. Or didn't
like-
like Grandmaster run out with the glasses?
No, Grandmaster was like number 2. And then like Rikishi came out like later in the match. And then it came down to Rikishi and Grandmaster Sexy, and then the buzzer went off or whatever, and then the next one was Scotty Too Hottie.
Oh, okay, right, and Scotty came running out with Rikishi's glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Because the glasses put Rikishi in a dancing trance.
Samoans are
Alright.
weird people.
Alright, number 6.
Number 6.
Triple H and Stone Cold eliminating the Hurricane. Because I think it was the year Triple H came back, and then Hurricane came out when only Triple H and Awesome were in the ring, and Hurricane tried to double choke slam them.
The Hurricane was like the Santino of the Royal Rumble before Santino was Santino.
Alright, WrestleFan, I don't know if you read this or not, but that is an excellent lead-in to number 5,
Number 5.
Santino's record-setting elimination from last year.
Poor Berserker.
And then saying
no,
he
the
wasn't
Warlord.
ready.
The Warlord.
Oh, was it the Warlord?
Yeah, the Berserker was the guy that came out and he went, Husk, Husk. Also, not to be
Ah.
confused with Ginny Jacobs used to do a Berserker gimmick as well.
Ah, okay.
Was
I
it
was
the
a boy.
Warlord? I thought it was Bushwhacker Luke.
No, the Bushwhacker Luke had a short one. Warlord had the shortest.
Oh, right, because he came in, then Warrior clotheslined him right back over the
Actually,
top,
Hulk Hogan,
right?
I think.
Okay.
They showed
Was it Hogan or
They
Warrior?
showed it on that number breakdown that they usually do every year. I love the number breakdown. I was so pissed. I think I got a call during it. I was like, fuck, I want to see the number break. And now I have to watch ECW and SmackDown so I can watch the number breakdown. And I will watch it every damn show because I like it that much.
Sir, you should not be saying damn it to watching SmackDown. That's been a phenomenal show.
Yeah,
For the
it
past
has been,
few
actually.
weeks. Alright, number 4.
Number 4.
Shawn Michaels skinning the cat and then eliminating the British Bulldog.
Classic.
Yeah, it's a classic. It has to be on the list. Like, oh, 1 foot touched! 1 foot touched! Alright. Number 3. Maven eliminating The Undertaker
That
with the
was
drop
great.
kick from hell.
That was great. And then The Undertaker gets pissed off, drags him into the crowd, throws him through a popcorn machine. When's the
Yes.
last time you've seen a popcorn machine other than like a coffee shop, okay? Or happy hour at the bar around the corner from the Art Institute.
And I just want to let all of you know this, Maven is still in the Royal Rumble. Maven was never properly eliminated, as he was dragged out under the bottom rope, so he is still in the Royal Rumble. As is Hornswoggle.
Maybe we'll play that out.
He was never eliminated 3 years ago.
Yeah, Maven could show up, like, after everyone ends, and just throw out the last guy, and he'll win.
Hey guys,
'Cause
that's fine. We got video now. That's fine. It's a little rough. That's fine. We'll get back.
The fans of the video podcast just missed the show.
That's right. Well, they're just going to get a little bumper in there while we're doing this. But that means I can show off what our guest is tonight. There he is, Ryan Mitchell. I got a picture up there.
Excellent.
All fancy sized. So anyways, back to your list.
Back to the list. Number 2.
Number 2.
The Macho Man getting pressed out of the ring when he tried to pin Yokozuna. Let it be known that the Macho Man is the only WWE superstar to ever try to pin someone in the Royal Rumble.
He can't be the only one. Damn, people always do that by mistake.
Didn't him and Taker get eliminated and then like they came back in or whatever and like we were supposed to forget about it?
What?
I don't know. Which one are you watching?
It was on a Botchamania or something, like Macho Man and Taker like fought on the outside and they had like a stupid rule or whatever that, because of this or whatever they're still in it.
They try so hard.
I don't remember that at all.
I'll find it.
Alright. Okay. Well, the number 1 top 10 Royal Rumble elimination is Kane lifting the Big Show and walking halfway across the ring while holding him to eliminate him single-handedly.
What was this?
Wow.
Yeah, it was like it was that Rumble where Kane had like 11 eliminations.
Wait, he didn't get eliminated. Wait, I thought Big Show got eliminated by The Rock in that one.
No. The Rock eliminated the Big Show in '99.
Because then I remember like
It might have been a later one, but it was
someone eliminated Big Show, and then Big Show chokeslammed The Rock through the announce table.
Okay, it might have been a different one then, but I do remember Kane eliminated the Big Show by himself. I think it was Hold on. I will search the tubes and find out.
Fact check Mayhem Show.
Fact check Mayhem Show.
Oh, dead air Mayhem Show.
It was 2002.
Excellent.
2002. Okay, yeah. That was because Kane had the most eliminations in 2001.
So I was a year off, so sue me.
All right.
Oh, in fact, it's actually on WWE.com for historical videos of the Royal Rumble.
Excellent.
Nice.
That works. moving on.
Yes.
Moving on.
So email Sorg.
Emails. We got a few of them this week. We got. I want to make sure actually. Sorry, my screen is really small. I have these on now.
It's okay, Sorg.
What was
We
last
forgive
week?
You
The
need
19th?
gnomes.
Is we get all these voicemails and stuff along the way, so it's a little rough to.
Oh, and we have a very special voicemailer.
We do. Well, we have several very special voicemailers
No.
this week, so I want to get through this as quick as we can.
We have a first-time voicemailer.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with this. But
Yes.
first, the emails. First one, if it loads, is from Sean Burkhead. Sean Soundoff for 12610. Good evening, Mayhem peeps. Oh, where to start the TN hate? If someone nails you, oh, my Twitter popped up over it. That's gonna be.
Twitter checker.
Oh, we're getting to that in a little bit. If someone nails you with a computer monitor, you don't demand to have a match with this guy, really? Bobby Lashley, you just wanted to wrestle, and now you're a face again. What the hell? So AJ Styles is the main eventer version of Shark Boy? Hogan's big plan for Styles is to turn him into a Flair colon? A Flair colon? Again, what the hell?
A Flair colon would be dreadfully impacted.
Thank you, Awesome Kong, for doing what most of us wanted to do and jacking the jaw of the Bubba the Fail Sponge. Now, the Knockout division is just as bad as the Diva division. Really, TNA, you want to keep Bubba over at Kong and Alyssa Flash? Yet again, what the hell? Yes, Alyssa Flash, cheerleader militia, what's her name?
Aisha Saeed.
Aisha Shaid. So really, TNA just lost 3 people in one sitting, not counting Awesome Kong.
Well, Alyssa Flash wasn't on TV for what, like a month, 2 months?
She been? Oh, I thought she popped up here or there. No, it's been less than a month.
Did Alicia Flash have to do with Kong though?
No, I think they were just friends and she was involved.
Okay.
Or something like that.
I didn't think that had to. I thought those were 2 separate situations.
I think those are 2 names that I see twittering back and forth on Twitter. That just got really redundant. But I see them going back and forth that like they're buddies or something. I think
tweeting back and forth on Twitter.
Nasty.
So
other.
that's a shame that they're kind of losing their spot over something stupid like this. Not that it's completely stupid. Somebody being stupid and Bubba the Love Sponge, basically.
Exactly.
WWE,
Really
please pick them up. ROH, start a women's division, like for real. You already started a TV division, which I'm really looking forward to. I need something to spice up that TV show, which is awesome, but still. Finally, TNA creative team, or is that copying team? It appears they watch old WWE pay-per-views in order to get storyline ideas. Allow TNA Creative to offer you guys a new tagline. This is TNA, and we have failed. Question of the week. Who is your selection for the winner of the Royal Rumble? I'm going outside the box and picking Ted Jr. Your thoughts? I think Michael's... it's almost a shoe-in with the storyline. I'd love them to not do that and do something more interesting to get to it.
I'm gonna
the
go.
only one
Sorry,
Go ahead,
Mike.
Mike.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying the only one I can really think of is Michael. Just like you said, the only one I guess the other one would be John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Which is,
it doesn't even matter anymore. You get your shoe-in guy, but so much can happen at the Elimination Chamber. Elimination Chamber. That's what we're calling it now.
I would love for it to be. I would sort of throwing their hat in there. I would love for Kofi to win it.
No, that'd be great. I mean, I think he's kind of shown himself.
Have Kofi win it, and then have Orton beat Sheamus, and let's do that little thing.
Yeah. I mean, I really kind of it's up there for me. I just don't want it to be an obvious guy. I don't want it to be John Cena again. I don't want it to be. I mean, I'd be okay with Shawn Michaels because I know we're shooting to get that match, but I think we kind of are anyways at this point.
Right.
I don't think anyone's really too obvious this year.
Yeah. Well,
that's the good thing about this Rumble.
Sean's the only one that if he wanted to be like, well, you kind of saw that coming. Everybody else is just not hardline for a title shot as they used to be.
And Riz is just stealing something I said earlier.
Unless Edge comes back and pulls a John Cena.
See, that was actually going to be my guess, that Edge or Chris Jericho wins the Royal Rumble.
Before I leave, it wasn't Mick that caused Eric. Did you just hiccup?
Yeah, damn it.
Oh, sorry. It wasn't Mick that caused Eric to bleed. It was me. Damn, I didn't get the job done. Until next week, I'm out. Yeah.
Yeah, TNA's retarded.
There was so much happening in the last 5 minutes of TNA. It was very, I don't know.
Hold on. My whole problem with the thing is, you bitch. I wouldn't say bitch, but you tell the fans, there's kids in the audience. There's kids watching on TV. You don't want us to curse. Then why the fuck is Kurt Angle dropping the F-bomb every other sentence?
It was the same show that they made that speech. It's hilarious. My God.
Actually, it's kind of funny.
If TNA wanted to do a screw job, they should have done it on the live show to go against Bret Hart.
Right. But they do everything to mimic WWE. I just got, a few minutes ago, a new issue of Pro Wrestling Illustrated, and they mentioned the fact that ODB swan diving off of a mini ladder, just like Hornswoggle did at WrestleMania or whatever.
Well, that's because ODB's a drunk.
All right, we got one more email real quick.
And because Hornswoggle's Irish, is that what you're saying?
I wasn't saying that, but sure, that works. So, do you want me to get the rock and roll mail?
No, I got this. I'm cool. I'm feeling this tonight. I'm energized. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fans and friends across the interwebs, the time has come once again for my Twitter to pop up over the email. Shit. All right.
Damn it, Twitter.
Twitter tracker.
The only wiki mail that could be referred to as Rock and Roll Outlaw Mail. I need to kill that sound. It is the one, the only, the Rock and Roll Outlaw Mail.
Not gets back.
Not too much. Somebody told me how to turn that off in Skype. Not too much to say this week, I suppose. TNA showed the first taping after the video of them addressing the cast members and telling them to behave. And sure enough, if any of the typical momentum that the TNA crowd had died, which doesn't really surprise me, truth be told, but whatever. That was the last nail in the coffin, and I want to thank everyone to mark their. I want everyone to mark their calendars because I'm calling it right now. By this time next year, we will all be adding a Rise and Fall of TNA DVD to our respective wrestling collections.
That's if any of us buy it.
Yeah. Raw was good, but I had a bit. I thought a bit weak. I'm just misreading this. I'm sorry. Considering they're heading into their second biggest pay-per-view of the year in the Rumble. I thought SummerSlam kind of is.
Yes,
Julie Hill was an amazing host, though, and I thought it was pretty funny when Steve slapped the shit out of him. But too bad about the other guy, though. They were saying about him not being there wasn't an angle, and that he really did have to get an emergency appendectomy. Bummer. Yeah, I'm hoping they kind of have a return spot or something, or he pops up as a guest host to kind of make up for it. But, we'll see.
It'd be fun if he showed up at the Rumble.
But you see, John Cena's playing the one character's sister, so there's a chance for a recurring role.
Yeah, that's exactly what Vince McMahon wants.
Well, I mean, once in a while. I mean, how long did Stone Cold Steve Austin play the character on Nash Bridges?
That's true, and Brett was on Lonesome Dove.
And wasn't Roddy Piper a character on Walker Texas Ranger a few times? So, anyways, where was I? Yeah, there wasn't Eve that slapped the shit out of him. It was Alicia Fox too. So
yes.
They're saying about him not being. But oh well, poor Santino. Just when he was about to make his stand and throw away all his foolishness and become a major player, and here comes the All-American, American. Oh shit! Sorry, I got distracted. Must be a midget. Anyway, I'm starting to think that Mad Mike may have called the DX angle. There are a few ways it could happen, and I think either way would make for a very interesting TV. Yeah, no more fun DX for the next few weeks. The midget is on vacation. Well, I guess that's about it. I talked to my dad on Saturday, and I know the news is talking about how bad it is over in Haiti. But he told me that you really can't understand it unless you actually see it. We're still asking for donations, so if you feel compelled to donate something, I'm pretty sure the address to send them is still on the WMS. Yes, it is on the WrestlingMayhemShow.com, by the way. So that being said, I think it's time to shut this crazy machine down. As always, I am Rock and Roll Outlaw, and Taz should do his research before he tries to punk me out over Twitter. Rock and Roll Outlaw had an exchange with Taz this week on Twitter during the show Thursday night. I think I might have it favorited if I can bring that up. I'm not sure. Taz told him a punk act. Oh, what he said? He said his guide seems to be saying WCW Nitro on his cable system, and Taz says, "Well, that's really interesting considering me and so and so and so and so and so and so were never on Nitro. So thanks, punk." He called him punk ass or something. So
yeah, what happened, Taz? Because apparently TNA didn't record for me last week because it was under Impact instead of Nitro, instead of TNA Wrestling.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I must say it again. So Taz sent a reminder for everyone to set their DVRs.
I think that maybe Flash did too. So
yeah, and then what happened was I also responded to Taz that AJ was in WCW when Eric Bischoff was in charge, as he was part of the Cruiserweight Tag Tournament, and I responded to that, and Rock and Roll Outlaw said that the other half of the roster was in WCW, and Taz didn't really respond to either of us.
Yeah. So now Taz hates us, and we will never get an interview. Thank you. But still, that was worth. That made my Thursday night. So, I think that is all for the fan mails, if I'm not mistaken. Unless one has snuck in here, let's roll straight through the voicemails. And no, we're not playing the 11 minutes of Big Freaky that is on the website today, but I do have some clips. Let me get right through this. First of all, Lunchbox dropped in this little bit right before the show. So,
what up? What up? This is the DJ Lunchbox calling everybody to humbly apologize for my absence over the past couple of weeks. Due to work circumstances, and this week due to doctoring, I was off getting poked, prodded, and biopsied. Biopsied is, of course, kind of poking and prodding. And I sadly will be missing the show again tonight, and I offer my sincerest apologies to all the members of the Mayhem Nation. I would also like to give big ups to our guest last week, Mr. Johnny Gargano, and also his flag pants. I hold him in the utmost regard and thank him for being on the Wrestling Mayhem show. Again, apologize that I will not be in attendance this week. However, I will say that it's Rumble time, babies, and that is my favorite time of year. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Rumble this year. You all, long-time listeners, know how much I love it. Even more, some would say, than WrestleMania. And I'm still holding true to my prediction that Shawn will win, but in a swerve, he's going to challenge Orton, who will win the title from Sheamus. You know, it could be a great match, is what I'm saying. So, I hope you guys have been enjoying the music. I've been floating along the Sorgatron. Enjoy, especially what we got going on tonight, because our buddy Basic Sickness is always a treat to hear him on the Mayhem show. So, I want y'all to enjoy and have a good evening, and I will be returning next week, come hell or high water. Later.
Excellent. He has been stricken with the worst of luck lately as far as getting back on the show. So hopefully we'll have him soon. Hopefully we'll figure out this video thing. We tried doing multiple video feeds, so we see a couple faces up there. You know, just Mad Mike. But we're working on that. It's coming along. We have a couple more. One, a very special one from somebody that we have not heard from. We have gotten emails from this gentleman. We might have a couple t-shirts about this gentleman, but I got this late the other night.
Hey, Wrestling Mayhem. Douglas Jamie. I'm fucked out of my mind right now. Watching Die Hard, The Vengeance, and fuck TNA. Big time. Fuck them. Fuck their sports-head ring. Fuck Hogan. Fuck them all. Bye.
So there you go. Juggalo Jamie speaks. I suppose we've seen his band before, but it's pretty cool to actually hear the man. And
Juggalo Jamie doesn't speak in typos.
He does not speak the way he types. That's good. I feel good for this guy. Great.
I'm a little disappointed about that.
I love that his first statement was that he was fucked out of his mind watching Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yes.
That's
That is the
fantastic.
best thing to do when you are fucked out of your
That
mind.
is fantastic. All right, we got another Big Freaky, of course. He had called us about 4 times this week. There's a post today of his still edited yet about 10-minute compilation of voicemails. He's got some really good stuff, including a review of PWO, which included Johnny Gargano from last week on the show, and I believe Ryan Mitchell was also on the card. So we'll be asking him about that a little bit. So go there if you want to hear a lot more about PWO. It's I believe I called it Big Freak of the Week. I've decided to call it. So I think I got all the stuff that he didn't want to get out on air, mostly. So, but there was a couple things. One, here's a little bit about indie wrestling and what he thought of the show last week. His first live show.
Hey, one of my friends heard the show, and he made the joke after. Oh, by the way, yeah, thanks, Mad Mike, for throwing me under the bus. But my buddy made a joke, yo. It's time that me and Betsy make a sex tape, yo. Yeah, I've got to reassert my manhood now, you know. But that was a fun show last night. I've never actually listened to the show in its entirety, quite frankly. But you know what? I think what makes it is the chat room. Like, that's what makes the experience as far as the show goes. But, you know, hey, thanks for putting me over too, Sorg. Like, you know, it's funny. This is how my life is going. You know, you put me over, said I know a lot about the indies. Quite frankly, half the damn shows that run, I wonder how they even happen in the first place, because I just don't understand it. I mean, from a business standpoint, I mean, you know, people are pouring money into these things, and there's not even a chance in hell of them making their money back, let alone making a profit.
And he goes a little bit more into that aspect, and it's a pretty interesting one about. And it is hard to see. I don't know anybody really making money from indies. I don't see how, you know, knowing the little bit, you know, we know about how the business works and all that stuff. I really don't know how anybody can make a lot of money with the houses that are pulled in and what's paid for the wrestlers and everything. So I mean, I'm not a business guy, you know, obviously, but you know, it's a good question.
So did TNA like 5 years to actually turn a profit?
Yeah, well, that kind of goes along with it. You go with somebody like that, they have a financial backer, so nobody's going to make money in the first several years, right? So they get somebody like TNA, they get Panda Energy behind them. They went bankrupt within the first month or two, first off, or they lost their TV deal or something. Something really fucked up happened. I can't remember. It's a while since I read the book. I think Between the Ropes detailed it pretty good.
Yeah, it's really good. They got saved.
Yeah, they got saved by Panda Energy in the long run. And so, I mean, a company that put the risk in for that. WCW is kind of the same thing. They, you know, put money into them until they finally made it because of one reason or another. You know, WWE is another thing because it was kind of already there. Now, I just don't understand how a company, you know, I don't know what the expectations are going into, say, hey, I want to do an indie fed, you know. You know, a lot of people you talk to, they're like, well, you know, it's more trouble than worse because you got to deal with this and that, and maybe the wrestlers aren't so great, you know, that you have in the book or something. You know, I'd love to have this conversation with Norm or Chuck Roberts, or Norm Connors or Chuck Roberts or the guys from AIW that we talked to. Maybe they'll have a roundtable or something. Maybe we'll work on that because I don't understand it. You know, I'd love to, you know, talk business and figure out just, you know, what is the expectation, and you know, was it really what they expected going into it? So, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, you know, the business aspect of the wrestling business, I forget who I heard say it. I think it might have been Paul Heyman. But it's like, if you want to get into the wrestling business, don't expect to make money. Like, you have to get in the business because you actually love it and you have a passion for it and you care about it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really, like, the only way you're going to make money at it is if you are someone like Vince McMahon.
Yeah, it just a very high barrier of entry, a very high, from the time and the management and the money perspective, and not everybody's going to be able to do it. And you're going to get more failures than you get successes. I'm pretty sure ROH went into where they are at with a financial backer. Like, I think there's some people, some money behind that. I can't quote that for sure. Go read the Wikipedia to know for sure. So, one more real quick, and I want to get to the music break real quick. I've been chatting it up here with our guests, Ryan Mitchell. We'll get to him here shortly. But Big Freaky had one more thing. It's a little story from the PWO show I thought was interesting. I think I got all of them. I blurred the names for protection, just because it was kind of bashing them, but it was still a really funny story. So here we go.
And what was great about it was I was sitting next to two dyed-in-the-wool smart marks. Nash and his voice, they're from Cleveland. And, it almost felt like I was defending the honor of the indie boys. Like, they're just vicious, and he, hates Facade. He's a professional spot blower. And he said something like, man, I wish it were just a three-way and stuff like that. And, I was like, man, I'll bet you, what do you want to bet the Facade won't blow a spot? And, I really rubbed it in at the end of the match. Like, he didn't blow one spot, did he, huh? Yeah, he improved and you're still you. Hey, one of my friends heard the show, and he made the joke after, oh, by the way, yeah, thanks, Mike, for...
Sorry, that went on to the previous one. But yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
How can anyone hate a suburban terrorist?
Some people just don't like ninjas. Maybe they're pirate guys.
In the guy's defense, I did see Facade botch in CCW once.
Yeah, he was kind of rough. Like, we've seen his first few matches at IWC, and every once in a while, he has a problem with the top rope. We gotta admit that. He's our boy and everything, but it does happen. And
that's hilarious, though.
Dude, Undertaker botches spots.
Yeah. It happens.
Triple H botches spots. Everyone botches spots.
Hey, you could say you're talking indie wrestling, or maybe not all the ropes are the greatest. And I give him a lot of credit for trying to wrestle in those damn shoes. You've seen his shoes that he wrestles in? We talked about those when he was on here. He has the two-toed Ninja Turtle looking ninja shoes on, and he says they hurt the fuck out of his feet the first while that he was using them. I would hope that he's gotten used to them by now, but that's gotta.
From what I've seen, he also has those Sabu-esque style pants or whatever.
Yeah. I've seen Sabu blow a fucking spot at the gallery. He's doing his run up the chair, jump off the ropes at a guy thing, and he just says, fuck, and he just goes at it again, Well,
Sorg, Sabu botches at least 3 or 4 times every match. But it's just because it's his style of wrestling.
Yeah. So,
one podcast I listened to called him Sabotch all the time instead of Sabu.
It happens. Everybody fucks up every once in a while. So, let's go ahead and hit our music break. Let me make sure all this is set up. Guys, this is our first music video on the show. I'm very excited to toss this out here to you guys. I hope you enjoy it. Our good friend, Basic Sickness. I've played shows with this guy. He's been on panels with us. He's a good friend of the show, good friend of all of us. He just debuted his video, Crank It Up, on YouTube this week. And we're going to be tossing it out for you guys on the video feed. So check it out, basicsickness.com. Basic Sickness, Crank It Up, Wrestling Mayhem Show 203. We'll be right back with Ryan Mitchell.
Down the barrel of a 38 special is sequential is essential to the devil. I'm so mental, I'm a rebel, I'm not gentle when you're dental. I'm a menace, what I tell you is the best, and I'm a bet you cause my genitals set in you in your head is a better view. Fed you with the better truth because my head is ahead of you. What I said is you better move, you can take it and let it do, bend it to and do it, fake it till you break it. I'm telling you, I make tracks so hard and it's known that cement breaks simply by sampling it and made on a cassette tape. Cause my words are so vivid, I'm living hell on earth. Like when I rhyme rhymes, but I can even spell the words. Like if you wanna smoke a blunt, but you can't roll the herb. Fuck spoken word, I'm choking, token till my throat is hurt. I'm hoping the dopamine changing with the open world. Scoping over these things with my fangs to the girl. I said, quick it up, turn that shit, bang it up. I said, quick it up, burn a bitch and slang the stuff. I said, quick it up, twist the wrist and flame it up. I said, quick it up, motherfucker, quick it up. I said, quick it up, turn that shit, bang it up. I said, quick it up, burn a bitch and slang the stuff. I said, quick it up, twist the wrist and flame it up. I said, quick it up, motherfucker, quick it up. That's what's wrong with me. I got an arm as big as my forearm with me. So get along, you don't wanna get it on with me. You can't diss on the song, it's for alarm, so you know that belong with me. But don't be blaming him, he drank a fifth of Jameson. So damn drunk, can't remember what state he in. What became of him, framed to the game he in. Claim he the same hit of pain when he sang again. Made to explain again, remain in the stadium. Name has been changed, but cocaine in the rain again. Rain done came again, it's pouring it down. And parents ignored and the poor kids are drowning. Forcing them out, can't afford the account. No reward if you scored in an ounce. They adoring the South, I'm recording the bounce. And of course, yeah, your whore got my board in her mouth like I said, quick it up, turn that shit, bang it up. I said, quick it up, burn a bitch and slang the stuff. I said, quick it up, twist the wrist and flame it up. I said, quick it up, motherfucker, quick it up. I said, quick it up, turn that shit, bang it up. I said, quick it up, burn a bitch and slang the stuff. I said, quick it up, twist the wrist and flame it up. I said, quick it up, motherfucker, quick it up.
Are you hitting on me?
No, I'm just curious.
It's the men of the Wrestling Mayhem Show at WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
What's up, guys? This is Sorg. We are back. It's Wrestling Mayhem Show 203. We are here with our guest this time. Ryan Mitchell is joining us. How you doing tonight, Ryan?
I'm fantastic, man. How are you?
Awesome. Doing good. Bear with us. You are actually our second video Skype interview.
Well, that's cool.
So helping us test the waters, and it's getting smoother every time. Well, first of all, like I was saying a little bit, we were talking a little bit on the break. I know you. I've seen you wrestle a couple times up in NWA East, down here around Pittsburgh. Big Freaky's had some good things to say about you on the voicemail up on the site from this past weekend in PWO. Why don't you fill us in? Who's Ryan Mitchell? I understand you trained under some very interesting people. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, actually, I had a couple different trainers. I mean, I claim Rocky Johnson obviously is my trainer because he's the guy that actually finished it, and that's when I feel I actually became a real worker, is when I finished training with him. But I broke in under half of the Dark City Fight Club in Ring of Honor right now. It's John Davis and Corey Chavez, and John's the bigger, thicker one, and he's the guy who actually broke me in Jacksonville, Florida, when I was in the Navy. And I started training under him, and then we had lost our gym because we were sharing a gym with sort of like an MMA group, and they went bankrupt, so we lost our gym, didn't have a ring or anything like that. So I wasn't really ready to start working yet, but I went down and started working for Dory Funk in Ocala because it was only about 2 hours from Jack's. Figured I'd get some ring time down there. That would later come back to bite me. But, I did that, and then eventually was scouted by Rocky. He came to a show a few months after I was working for the Funks, and we talked for a little bit, but really didn't do anything. And then he actually came to a show about a year and a half later at the Funks, and then he scouted me, and I ended up moving in with him in Miami for 3 months, and he quote unquote finished my training, and then I moved on straight to WWE Developmental from there.
Nice, nice. So how did you get picked up for developmental? Did it be because of who you trained with?
Basically, Rocky got me signed. I mean, I'm not, people like to talk a lot of trash and say a lot of things, but I'm not one to tell it like it isn't. And I don't think I was necessarily ready to be in developmental at that point yet. I feel like I'd do much better now than I would have back then. But I was only there for 2 months because of a situation with the Funks. But basically, Rocky took me down to Tampa. It's about a 3-hour drive from where we lived in Miami. We actually lived in Pembroke Pines, which is north of Miami. And we drove over through Alligator Alley over to Tampa, and I had a tryout in front of John Laurinaitis and Ty Bailey, and had the contract about 3 or 4 days later.
Excellent, excellent. Now, see here, you worked a little bit. Then now you said you did make it onto Raw and SmackDown a little bit.
Yeah, I never actually wrestled. I just did some extra stuff where my face appeared for. I always like to say I got paid $250 to check out Kelly Kelly, so that was very easy money to make.
Were you a druid at some point, or did you get kicked by Shawn Michaels?
No, I was not a druid, and I did not get kicked by Shawn Michaels. I don't know where those rumors started. I was just standing up against the wall.
Okay.
John Cena said hello to me, and I stood up off the wall and looked at Kelly Kelly on Superstars. I was on SmackDown, but I don't really think you could see me. I don't know if you remember a couple months ago when Batista threw Matt Hardy through a fence. I was behind the shot when that happened.
I think they call that a set color. Now I see that you worked a little bit for All Japan Pro in Tokyo. Looks like in 2008. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience? How you got involved in that?
Oh yeah, man, that was phenomenal. Actually, what happened is there was a tryout in I think it was in like Coral Springs, Florida, or something like that. Then I was still working for Dory at the time, and they had told me about it, so I went down. It's actually the only thing that actually went through working with the Funks that actually happened, and I went down, and it was me and 2 guys from Division I Pro Wrestling went down, and we did the tryout, and then I spoke the language a little bit because I was stationed in Japan when I was in the Navy. So basically, when the guys came in, I just spoke a little bit of Japanese to them, and I really think that's what got me the gig more so than my actual wrestling ability. But I went over and I did 2 tours. I did the February Excite series, and then I did the follow-up tour that ended in March. So I was there for a little more than 2 months, and the 2.5, almost 3 months, and it was great. I stayed in Tokyo Dome Hotel for a little bit, and then I actually got to move into the dojo and train with all the young boys, and train with Kaz Hayashi from he was in WCW back in the day, and so that was pretty cool. I got to learn a lot from them, and then just learn the Japanese style, and then actually be on the road, on a tour with a company that's been around forever. So it was a great experience. I got to work in Nagano where the Olympics were, and I got to work in Sumo Hall where all the sumo wrestling goes on in front of 14,000 people. So that was pretty cool. It was a great experience, and I think I learned more, in 3 months over there than I've learned in, 6 years over here. So
yeah, we've actually had the Gambinos on before, and they told us about their trip they got to do last year. So being there, you didn't have a fear of the toilets like they did.
Most All Japan, I don't know. I knew the Gambinos went, but I don't remember what company they worked for. But All Japan's mostly based around Tokyo. They do a lot of their shows around the city.
I want to say New Japan with them. It's whatever Soldier's involved with.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't think it was New Japan. It could have been, but I don't know. But when I went, All Japan does most of their stuff around Tokyo, and Tokyo is very westernized. Now there are those little toilets that you have to like squat over to use, and they're just a hole in the ground basically. But they have a lot of Western toilets in Tokyo. But when we went to Nagano and we went to a couple of the other cities where we were out further, like towards Mount Fuji and stuff like that, yeah, it was fun trying to go to the bathroom.
Awesome. And I also see that you did some work up in Canada.
Yeah, I worked for CFW in Vancouver. I did just 2 shows for them, and then they stopped running in Canada. Now they run strictly in Los Angeles now. but I did some stuff up there. Vancouver's a beautiful city, and I actually had a buddy who I went to college with that, kind of knew all the hangouts and stuff up there, so it was pretty cool to go up there. And the shows drew okay, but they were more for internet webcast, so there wasn't a huge crowd, but it was still a lot of fun to get to go up to Canada and hang out on the opposite side. I'd been to Toronto, Niagara Falls, but it was cool to go over to, the British Columbia side of Canada and see. It's totally different. It's all like nature and gorgeous. It's a beautiful city.
Excellent. So you pretty much have 3 countries, no more than that, right? You haven't been to Mexico or anything?
No,
Okay.
Mexico.
So you have about 3 countries worth of fans. How would you compare the 3? I mean, what were your experiences like between the few? Was there anything that surprised you about Japan versus Canada or anything in particular?
Dude, Japan was Canada, same as America. I mean, the crowds are exactly the same. That they all speak English. They're all if you hit a big move, they're gonna pop just the same way that an American crowd would pop. But Japan was like culture shock, bro. When I got out in the ring, well, first of all, my first match, I completely had no idea what I was doing in Japan. I was just way in over my head. I had no clue what was going on. Couldn't understand the guys, and I was used to. A lot of the guys that trained me were very old school where, you call most of the match in the ring. Well, in Japan, they call everything in the back. And I'm talking about, they call everything. It's very, very choreographed. Even the chain wrestling is choreographed in Japan. And it's, at least in all Japan it was. So, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, so that was a little hard for me to remember all that stuff. And when I went out there, I couldn't understand when they were talking to me, and I was just a mess. But once you get the hang of it, it's cool. But the crowds are just totally different. Over there, they're very respectful. You're lucky if you get like a golf clap. It doesn't. There's no big, Stone Cold Steve Austin walk through the curtain pops in Japan. And I never forget the first time. It was my second match because I really don't remember very much from my first match because it was I was so nervous. But my second match, I hit my elbow from the top rope. And usually when you hit that in the United States, it gets a good reaction. But I hit it, and nothing. It was quiet. And I was like, well, uh-oh. So I covered the guy and, did the 1-2, and he kicked. And when he kicked out, then we got the clap. And I was like, what the hell, man? Like, why are you clapping for him? I just hit the elbow. Well, when I went in the back and I had asked a couple of the other American guys, I was over there with C.J. Otis from Michigan and Joe Doering. He actually trained with Scott D'Amore. He's up in Ontario a lot. And the guy that wrestles as Zodiac over there actually wrestled as Jesus in WWE. So it was just the 4 of us were the only Americans in all Japan at the time. And so I asked them, I was like, why did they clap for him when, am I just not over? What's going on? And they said, no, they were cheering for me hitting the elbow, but they were making sure that I was done with the spot before they clapped. So they were making sure that there wasn't something else. That's how respectful they are. They were waiting to make sure I was done before they clapped, like to make sure I wasn't going to roll it into something else. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Excellent. Mad Mike, I think you have a question for him?
Yeah, I was just wondering what the atmosphere was like backstage at the WWE.
Hectic. I was there for the, when I was in WWE under contract, I was only in FCW. I never went up top, or I never went to like Raw or SmackDown. I did Survivor Series, but we were kind of in our own locker room and chilling, and nobody really talked to us, and it was a little different now with I went to Bragging Rights and then Raw and SmackDown, and the 2 live TVs are pretty hectic, and like everybody's running around trying to get everything done. Nobody really has time to talk. And then SmackDown was a little less hectic, but everybody has these fear of these guys, and they're just, to me, being at WWE was no different than being in an indie locker room. I just, you walk up to everybody, you shake their hand, they shake your hand, everybody's super nice. If they have time to talk to you, they do. And then, when you're sitting in catering, you grab a chair. Even if, Big Show and Triple H are sitting right there, if there's a chair, you sit down, and, and they'll talk to you just like they talk to each other. It's really not the stress level that everybody makes it out to be. At least it wasn't for me, but, I enjoyed it.
Excellent. We actually do have a question from the chat room. Hot Wheels in there asks, what titles have you held or hold?
Hot Wheels. I wonder why he's asking me that. I know exactly who that is. Just for him, I'll do this. I actually just won the Renegade Wrestling Alliance heavyweight title.
Excellent.
On Saturday. and it was phenomenal. I had a 30-minute Iron Man match with Sterling James Keenan, who I really don't think that the match would have went off as well as it did with anybody else but him. SJK is the most underrated worker, I think, that I've been in the ring with. And, I mean, everybody puts him over and thinks he's great, but I don't think they do it enough. He's phenomenal. He is so easy to work with, so smooth, and I really think we had a hell of a match for having to go 30 minutes in front of a crowd that has probably never seen a 30-minute indie match before in West Newton, considering it's a newer town. But it was great, and I mean, we probably had 250 people. I mean, there was a lot of people, and the reactions that we got were phenomenal. So, I mean, it was great. I've also held the Florida heavyweight title down in when I was in Florida. I wrestled in Florida for 5 years, and I held that from July of 07 to June of 08, so almost a year. And I've held the Continental title in Phoenix Championship Wrestling over in Arizona, and that's really about it. As far as, I mean, I've held like titles in indie shows that, you know, they don't really matter, but I mean, those were the ones that were legit titles that actually I felt meant something. So you know, it was cool to have the opportunity to hold those and defend them.
Real quick from the chat, Riz asks, who was the most interesting person to talk to in WWE? Backtrack a little bit here.
Undertaker. Bar none.
Oh, yeah.
When I was there at SmackDown, he was talking to Drew McIntyre before the show about camera angles and working the hard cams and stuff like that. And me and the rest of the extras were over on the other side of the ring, and I couldn't really hear him, but I wanted to know what he was saying because I figured, you know, I could learn something. It's freaking Undertaker. So I just walked over, hopped up on the ring, and I was like, hey, you know, sir, would you mind, you know, I heard you talking to Drew. I couldn't really hear you because I was over there. Would you mind repeating what you told him? And then he goes, oh, yeah, no problem. And he started, you know, he just repeated the whole thing. And then I would ask another question, and he would go, I tried to pick his brain, and he never got fresh. He answered me, and then it actually ended up where we got in the ring together and did a little bit of stuff because, you know, he got to the point where he was like, well, I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to show you what I'm talking about. So it was a very cool experience. But he was the guy that actually seemed to go out of his way to help somebody like me that, you know, as far as he was concerned, I was just an extra booked on the show, but, you know, he didn't have to do all that. So it was really cool that he did.
Awesome. And real quick, I listen to a lot of Between the Ropes down in Orlando, so I hear a lot about the Florida Indies. I understand it's how does it compare to, like, say, the Pittsburgh, Ohio scene that you deal with here?
I would rather lay down and have a 30-second squash match in the North than be a main eventer in Florida any day of the week. I mean, when you're in Florida, I mean, I don't know, I'm sort of familiar with Between the Ropes, but I mean, down in Florida, you're lucky if you're not FCW or like Division I Pro Wrestling down there. You're lucky if, you know, 2 out of 8 matches both workers have gear. I mean, it's really that bad down there. And then you know, and then the Georgia scene is just as bad, you know, if not a little bit worse. I mean, it's just untrained, coming out in swimming trunks and, you know, and Asics wrestling shoes that you buy at Dick's, and it's just bad. Promoters don't pay you. I mean, Florida was bad, and I actually was brought up here. I was still living in Florida. I was brought up last November with FNW, who, by the way, is having their huge Warrior show on Friday night at the Chess Arena, which I'll be a part of, and it's going to be a fantastic show. So if you have a chance, get out there and check that out. I'll be wrestling DJ Young, and the main event is SJK versus Shima Zion, which would be a fantastic match. But to get back to what I was saying, we went up to FNW in November, and it was November of 08, and I worked there, and I was like, wow, is this what the northern scene is like? Because that was my first match, you know, in this region of the country, and I was like, if this is what this is like, and, you know, I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, what's stopping me from coming back here? And then, you know, 2 months later, I was back in Pittsburgh full time.
Excellent. Now, Man Mike, I think you had a question?
Yeah, just when you were in FCW, did you work with anyone that got the call up to, like, Raw or SmackDown or ECW?
Yeah, and I worked with Alpha Jr., who got called up as...
Sorry, that was a little... hello?
And he's actually a good now. And,
hey, Ryan? We're losing your audio a little bit here.
You got me now?
Yeah, I think you're good. Can you restart that answer?
Oh, yeah. The only guy that I actually wrestled and worked with in FCW was Alpha Jr. who got caught up to Raw as Manu, and we're actually good friends now. We talk, probably once or twice a week, and it was awesome. A lot of guys in wrestling, you guys know how wrestling is. They get jealous or upset when somebody makes it, they don't. And I saw him debut on that pay-per-view. I jumped out of my chair, and then also I didn't work with him in developmental, but Brian Kelly, who is now Byron Saxton on ECW, the new ECW announcer, he and I actually broke into the business together, and we're both initially trained by John Davis in Jacksonville, Florida. Which, so when I see him on TV, I still pop when I see Brian on TV because he and I we're good friends.
Excellent. Now, listen, you have. Are you on the FNW show this Friday?
Yes, I am. That's why I'm wrestling DJ Young.
DJ Young. Excellent. Can you tell us a little bit about FNW? You mentioned a little bit about it. Tell us, why should people be checking out? I think it's a new venue up there at Chess Arena.
Yeah, it is. I think I just mentioned that before. It's a beautiful setup. I just got a text message with a picture of the setup, and it's it's something you got to see. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's they got a big ramp coming down, and they got the old circle lightings like they used to do at the Royal Rumble.
Nice.
And I mean, it's a phenomenal looking setup. I'm excited. I can't wait till Friday. I can't wait to get up there and actually do the show. I've only had 3 matches in FNW, but I enjoy the company. I like Dan and obviously SJK and everybody, and it's a good company to work for. I'm excited to make my return there, and especially at a venue of that quality.
It's looking pretty good. Actually, I saw their commercial, I think, last week during Raw with SJK there.
Yeah, I heard about that, yeah.
It was on their website on the front page for a little bit, if you guys want to check it out at fnwwrestling.net off the top of my head. It looks like, I've heard really good things about Chess Arena. I know they're getting a lot of shows in there. I think Snoop Dogg played there, Cottonmouth Kings have played out there. They're getting a little more and more going on, which is weird because it's like 10 minutes out of the city. But.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess it's a big venue from what I hear, and like I said, I saw the picture today. I got a text message from Ashton Amherst, and I saw the venue, and it's gorgeous. And again, I don't even think the venue was completely done. I think it was like a pre-setup, but it's all set up and ready to go already, and it's looking fantastic.
Awesome. Can you tell us a little bit? I think we mentioned a little bit before. I can't recall how much we went into it, but can you tell us a little bit about your experience with PWO this past weekend?
Oh yeah, I actually from I think he's from Jersey. I hadn't met him before. I heard of him, but I hadn't met him before, and we had a good match. I mean, it was short, because TV time, and I was actually on the CWE portion of the show. PWO and CWE did a joint show, which was a lot of fun. Great venue, big crowd, really big crowd. I was surprised, and Lindsay and I had a good match. I'm not a heel very often, for obvious reasons, but I was a heel there, and it's always fun when I get to work as a heel. And I had Crystal Frost as my manager, and she was able to get pretty good heat from the crowd. So we ended up having a good little match there. And Lindsay has probably the prettiest / scariest shooting star press I've ever seen. I remember for about a split second there, I was laying there looking up as he was backflipping through the air to come down top of me, going, I don't really want to wrestle anymore. But then he hit me, and I was like, okay, I'm good. But it was a good match. I enjoyed working with Lindsay. I'd like to do it again.
And of course, this Saturday, it looks like you're at Genesis 3 with NWA East up in McKeesport, PA. Your NWA East heavyweight title match against Ashton Amherst. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going on there?
Yeah, Ashton and I have been feuding for the better part of the last 6 months. We started it in the Chosen 4 Summer Series over the summer with NWA East, which Ashton ended up actually eventually winning, and then he would go on to beat Scotty Ash for the NWA East Championship. And people say a lot of things about PWX, but I actually think that their heavyweight title is probably the most prestigious regional title we have in the area, because it's defended so much, and it's been defended in multiple places. But it's the most defended regional title in the NWA. So, take that for what you will. But he and I have been feuding for it for a while. And we had a big blow off that we did where I actually snapped a little bit and attacked him with a sign and just took him out and then walked out of the building. So we're going to see the fallout from that on Saturday. But everybody should try and show up because it should be a pretty good show.
Excellent. Anywhere else you're going to be showing up in the next few weeks?
I have a MySpace page. It's myspace.com/RyanMJax, JAX. My whole schedule's on there, and actually my girl keeps my schedule pretty solid for me because I'm not like I said, I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer. So I'd actually have to look to see exactly where I'm going to be in the next couple of weeks. But I know this week's schedule, but next week I kind of I'm out there a little bit. So
Excellent. Kind of standard question we ask everybody to end things off. What's your dream match, and where?
I just want to perform. There are a few things that I want to accomplish in my career, and obviously I want to get back to WWE, and I'm going to attempt that next month. And performing at Madison Square Garden is something that I will do. That's just something that has to happen. I won't stop until it does. And obviously performing at WrestleMania is something, obviously everybody would like the main event it, and that will be the dream match regardless of who it's with. But just to be performing on that stage on the pay-per-view at WrestleMania, only a handful of workers have gotten to do that, and that would be the perfect scenario for me, I think.
Excellent. Real quick, if we can ask a favor of you, if we can get a quick liner from you, you can have fun with it. Just say, hey, this is Ryan Mitchell from Wrestling Mayhem Show, and just something quick like that if you like.
Sure.
Right.
Hey, this is Ryan Mitchell. You're watching the Wrestling Mayhem Show, where future stars are showcased.
Nice. Thanks a lot. Please give us a call when you are called up again.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate the confidence.
Thanks a lot coming on, and we hope you stick around a little bit in the chat room. Check us out.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right, brother.
All right. Ryan Mitchell joining us there. We're getting a little bit... Whoa, there's nobody over there, is there? We'll get on my cam. Mad Mike, you still over there, Wrestle fan? Am I alone?
I'm still here.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Ryan Mitchell, for being on the show. Go check him out. We'll have all the sites in the show notes over at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. If you listen to audio, you want to see how everything went. Of course, we have the video over there via Blip TV. I guess we're having... My mic's a little low today. So we covered a lot of the shows that we would be talking about. NWAEast.org if you want to check that out. FNWWrestling.net. And of course, PWO... I believe it's PWOWrestling.com if you want to check out what's going on over there with that show last weekend and what's coming up there. Maybe we'll see Ryan there or CWE over in the Ohio area. The other big thing coming up, I guess, because it is our Indie Minute. Let me get our cue right here.
Guess what, kids? It's time for the Indie Minute.
Of course, the other big show...
Here's the melon, never fails, it makes me...
All right, whoops. We forgot how that worked over there. No, we did the mail already, and I didn't even play the damn sounders. The other show happening this Saturday in the area, I can't believe how many head-to-head shows we have this weekend. But if you're a wrestling fan, shit, you are going to have a pretty good weekend between them and the Rumble. IWC Wrestling, IWCWrestling.com, of course, we talk about all the time. We're having their first show under new management with IWC Kickoff. Just announced Shane Douglas is going to be there as special guest referee between Jimmy DeMarco, friend of the show, and Shima Zion, also a friend of the show. There's actually a video up there, pretty good stuff. A response from Shima Zion and, of course, Chuck Robertson and Jimmy DeMarco and Dirt Bikes. So go check that out, IWCWrestling.com. Facade and Dean Radford against Ray Rowe and Shane Taylor. Of course, we talked to them before. Well, I guess Shane Taylor we haven't talked to on the show, but all kinds of other stuff going on there. So check out IWCWrestling.com. It's got to be a good show. Johnny Gargano, Jason Gorey, Logan Schuler, John McChesney, Bolin and J-Rock. New guys, Nikki Valentino and Joseph Brooks in a Proving Ground match. So go check that out. It's always a good time with those guys at IWC. Let's see what else is going on. Also, in the Indie Minute, technically, did you guys hear about WrestleLicious? We're going to have to upgrade them out of the Indie Minute.
Yeah, we're going to have to upgrade if someone actually has the channel.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm trying to pull it up here. But apparently they got signed to like One America. Does that sound right?
It's something like that. It's an American, like there's an American one, there's a Canadian one. It's
Yeah, it sounds like
I've never heard of any of the channels they've been signed to.
it's the series is going to be called Takedown, so it's going to be Wrestlelicious Takedown. It'll air on Bite TV in Canada, and it's announced that Mav TV in the United States will carry it.
And American One.
America One. That's the one I heard about. So I don't understand where this Mav TV came from.
Oh no, they're all separate, smaller TV companies.
So
I looked a little bit into
They
it.
sound like they might be a WGN or something.
Probably. They're all like syndicated channels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like maybe they're. Wow, I don't know. We're gonna have to look for those. But they're going to be airing starting March 1st. So the search is on to find out where we can see Wrestlelicious. So especially.
No, there might be something on the internets.
I'm sure they'll be on the internet. I would hope they would be. And it looks like they're talking to take in some of the recently released TNA knockouts. So it only benefit them, and it's an alternative that they don't have to go to WWE. So let's see what else is going on. Of course, a lot of stuff. ChikaraPro.com. Keep in touch with their podcast, and they have shows.
Also, if you're in the New York area, Mickey James is going to be making an appearance around here. I unfortunately won't be able to go, but
oh, that sucks. It's also a show here in Pittsburgh. CWFstars.com. If you're down in the Bell Vernon area at their high school. Holy shit. Let's see, nothing going on. CWE, PWO, Firestorm, of course, February 5th. We'll talk a little bit more about that next week. I think that's all I got on my roster, guys. Of course, always keep in touch. ROHWrestling.com. I think we might have a little bit of news about them a little later. EvolveWrestling.com. I am really interested in checking out. And go YouTube all this stuff. Draggate USA. They just had their pay-per-view this past weekend. Of course, featuring also Johnny Gargano, friend of the show. Let me see if I can pull up the results here. So that's all I have for the Indie Minute. You guys got anything?
I don't think so.
I'm pretty good.
Oh, sorry? Okay.
Sorry, Russell.
Real quick, Mad Mike, might you have a sweet tweet chosen for the week?
Hold on a sec, Sword. Let me bring that up.
Let's go to another segment.
New segment.
New segment. I don't think there was anything going on in the MMA this past week. Yeah, that's all I got. Well, tell you what, we'll queue up this other segment, and we'll go ahead and hit a musical break here on the Wrestling Mayhem show. You okay over there? You good? You need a minute? Okay.
Yeah.
From the one and only LB, this is his choice this week, and we are going to be listening to some awesome PodSafe music as we do every week. Thanks to IotaPromoNet.com. Static Selecta, Night People featuring Freeway Red Cafe and Mass Pike Miles from the album 100 Proof of Brink Records. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show 203 for January 26th, and we'll be right back after this with some talk, some news. We'll have some fun.
Y'all know. Free. Static Select. We in the building. Like we always do around this town. Let's go. Freezer. Squeeze Nina, make you check like Cheetah. Told a very long heater. 100 G's in my carry-on. After my niggas bury y'all, I'm laughing like hyena. We are around the world like Boeing. Checks my sex is the shit my dick's like. Boa constrictor, hit your sister. With the slip, then I make it carry weight. Wait, know all my niggas can relate. All my niggas that be moving the right, moving at night. Get it to them smokers that's abusing the pipe. We be doing it and doing it and doing it right. This me, dumb tools, lose your roof with a mic. These other rap niggas is fools, but I'm the truth when We moving like a thief in the night. Red Cafe. Yeah. Double XL in a black SL. Late night smelling like YSL. Now where the hoes at? We live as hell. Got bottles on deck. Whole box of L's. Light up. Shake down the fed. Cafe invasion. Dress for the occasion. Stay strapped so I hit the club wiser. Be freshly brewed, Budweiser. Graveyard shit for my Avon shit. Box there, don't let the AR spit. One eye open, cafe wake 'em up when y'all dozing. I be the chosen. When I talk, niggas listen. If I ain't on the block shit, I'm in the kitchen. Making tea bags and all, not Lipton. Believe I'm scoring, even when I'm touring, it's moving.
Under the radar, they ain't seeing us, but they gon' see it when we double up. We moving like a thief in the night. We the type of people to move in the night. Under the radar, they ain't seeing us, but they gon' see it when we double up. We moving like a thief in the night. We the type of people to move in the night.
Hit them no hat, bare back, bare puss. It's like I'm kidding on my women, know I strap up. Roll back to the sack, smoking sacks and axe and bits with my sidekicks. Rockin' fly kicks, honeys wanna check. But all I wanna know is them bitches down to go and is they swallowing for show. And if them bitches can't leave, there's some rooms backstage when you swallow at the show. Gargle it, handle it, vanish it, make it disappear like you swallowing some more. At Rose, let's role play. You can be the dirty Latin maid, you my Latin slave, and I'm the house owner. But you gotta clean the couches, do the dishes when you finish, bend that ass over. It's a naughty America, and these bitches freaking fucking stripping, sucking for the math. Oh,
under the radar, they ain't seeing us, but they gon' see it when we double up. We moving like a thief in the night. We the type of people to move in the night. Under the radar, they ain't seeing us, but they gon' see it when we double up. We moving like a thief in the night. We the type of people to move in the night.
Hey, this is Chow Hall. It's time once again to conduct another survey. If y'all are with TNA, raise your middle finger up right now, Chico. If y'all are with the band, raise 2 middle fingers up, Chico. One more for the bad guys. I'm just fucking... This is Mad Mike, guys, and I'm drunk, and I'm not frying bacon, because Sword told me I wasn't allowed to do that anymore. And I hope you all enjoyed this week's installment of Mad Mike's Drunk Dial, because I swear to God, I will probably not remember this by Tuesday, or I may remember it, just not the specific context in which I spoke. In other words, I probably won't remember the horrible Scott Hall impersonation. But, yeah, so have a great show, guys. I'm sure you will, because I'll be on it. That's an awesome show as it is. And, yeah, go Team Mayhem.
It's Sorg of the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
We're going streaky!
At WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
WrestleFans got a lamp, and we are back. It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show 203. Motherfuckers.
Dude saw Trace.
It is the final segment, and are we ready, Mad Mike, for
the sweet tweet of the week, Sorgatron?
Yes, let's keep up with consistency here, even though we don't know where in the show we're going to stick it. The sweet tweet, sir.
The sweet tweet can be stuck anywhere, Sorg.
That's what she said.
The sweet tweet of the week just can't be beat.
Okay. It's too bad you don't have a good name for me, like Coco or something.
Okay, Sorog.
Fantastic. Anyways, what's that sweet tweet?
This week's sweet tweet of the week comes to us from a very lovely female professional wrestler by the name of Awesome Kong.
Okay.
Now, Awesome Kong usually tweets a lot, but she took a little hiatus, and she wanted to apologize to all of her Twitterati. And she says, "Apologies to all my supporters for the lack of tweets lately, trying not to give certain talentless hacks publicity."
Oh shit. So a little bit.
And that because Awesome Kong was tweeting about Bubba the Love Sponge getting a beating.
Okay.
Man, Mike, are you the new announcer from Mansers?
For what?
Yeah, he's a little low. Mad Mike, WrestleFan, can you turn your audio up any there? Oh, I found him. Maybe that'll help.
Hello.
There he is. It was a little better. So.
Did you just ask me if I was the new announcer from Mansers?
Mansers is still on?
Don't you dare associate me with that show.
Anyways, let's get on through the news, guys. Holy shit. What kind of Mansers?
I hate Mansers. God damn Mansers.
You ain't a man.
No, I am a man. That's why I hate Mansers.
Well, anyways,
Yes.
What's that? Is that you, WrestleFan?
I hope not.
All right. Anyways, in the news, former WWE champion John Cena is going to be on a new movie called Brothers Keeper. That's all I have about that. It's a smaller role. It's not going to be 12 rounds like or anything. So, we mentioned a little bit earlier, Ring of Honor is to debut a TV title tournament to be held. Looks like they're going to be having it on the February 5th and 6th tapings down at ECW Arena. I'm looking forward to this because I've gotten back into the show and I'm kind of bored with it. You know, I mean, it's great wrestling, great matches, but they don't seem up to doing the 15-minute talking deal like WWE does. It was a little rough this week, I thought.
Well, it's kind of hard to do. I mean, for what Ring of Honor, does for tape, I guess it's kind of hard to do more talking.
I cannot. That was all garbled. Did you get any of that?
Hello?
Okay, go ahead. Do that again.
I was just saying, like, it's kind of hard, for Ring of Honor to do, talking segments for the fact that they're, TV tapings and stuff.
But still, I don't think that makes too much difference, but...
Yeah. Well, they did, to sort of lead on to that, they did announce the brackets for the tournament set for February 5th and February 6th. Quarterfinal matches include Kevin Steen versus Rhett Titus, Colt Cabana versus Eddie Edwards, Delirious versus Davey Richards, and El Generico versus Kenny King.
That sounds good. I mean, I think it'll bring a lot to the television to have that, because they don't. I don't think they have tag titles. No, they do have tag titles. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they
with the Briscoes. Sorry, I'm not completely up on my Ring of Honor. And you never really see the world title defended. They talk about where it's defended in like New York City and stuff, like with the current storyline. It just I don't even think they're doing pay-per-views anymore. Again, I could be wrong with that. So it doesn't feel like they're
pay-per-view deal got cut.
It did get cut. So it feels like they're working towards what right now? I mean, you're watching it. It's good matches, but it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. People are just kind of I mean, it's like MMA. It does have an MMA feel in the production, but with less purpose.
Yeah.
But okay. Former TNA wrestler Cody Deaner comments on what led to his release from the company. There was
sucked.
What?
Because he sucked.
Because he sucks. You know what, WrestleFan? I'm going to toss you over on the other screen here real quick, because we are definitely having some issues with you. You're kind of incomprehensible at the moment. So,
all right.
We'll toss you over. It might be because we're doing the video over here. Oh.
Full bot.
So we'll get that going real quick. Get him back in, and then Mike, I'll toss you back over on the video.
Okey-doke.
Trying to mix it up, and it doesn't seem to work. But yeah, there's been a lot
It's
of
okay.
talk. There's been a lot of talk about this. There's been a lot of talk about. Mad Mike is going to hang up on me here. Oh, maybe. Actually, can you hang up?
Yep.
Okay. There's been a lot of talk about the changes. Holy shit. A lot of talk about changes because of Hulk Hogan and everything going on there. With Cody Deaner, I guess, is gone. There's probably talk that somebody like Suicide isn't going to get much play because Hulk Hogan's not a fan of that character. I actually saw a pretty decent, heard a pretty decent interview today with AJ Styles and Nigel McGuinness, Desmond Wolfe, talking about all the changes going on at WrestleCast with the Sun UK, which is pretty good. I subscribe to that. I recommend it. And they're talking about the changes and their reservations going in. So, but they said that it's actually it might be, they think it's a lot easier. Some things might be a lot easier with the four-sided ring. Again,
I don't mind the four. All they need to do is move the ramp or move like hardware.
The ramp is horrible. That really feels like that asshole DP's decision to toss a ramp in like that.
Yeah.
I understand why they do it.
WCW?
What's that?
Wasn't old WCW?
Yeah, old school WCW was like that with the ramp. I hated it then too.
I know ECW did it too, but I think ECW only did it in certain venues.
Yeah,
they only did it for pay-per-views.
For pay-per-views?
They did it for 3 pay-per-views, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of rough. The wrestlers don't go through the fans. You don't have the faces interacting with them or the bad guys interacting with them either. It's just I don't know.
And like I said before, it sucks for guys like the Machine Guns and like AJ Styles who do those high-flying moves to the outside.
Mm-hmm.
They really can't do those anymore.
So Boogeyman's in the news.
Did he bite off someone's mole?
No, not yet. But he has a new persona called the Nightcrawler and is accepting bookings for personal appearances, autograph signings, and wrestling matches. And I imagine birthday parties fighting Power Rangers.
And I imagine lawsuits from Marvel.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's 2 words. The Nightcrawler.
Fuck.
He's the Nightcrawler, so you might be okay.
I doubt it. WWE had a long-standing lawsuit of Marvel over Hulk Hogan and the Hulk.
That's true. 3 WWE stars in MacGruber, and some people actually counted more than that.
I counted 4.
4?
I counted 4. And if I think
now it lists Mark Henry, Great Khali, and Chris Jericho. Somebody mentioned Kane in there.
Yeah, I thought I saw Kane.
Okay. And it's actually, aside from that, it looks like a really good movie. Actually,
I actually do want to see it.
Val Kilmer is the bad guy. It's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, all this shit. I mean, people give SNL shit, but I actually kind of want to see that movie.
I hated the MacGruber skits going into this, by the way. So, also Vince Russo wrote a new blog in which he explained why he recently shut down his Facebook page. Did we talk about this before? Is this old news?
Feels like it.
Vince Russo had a Facebook page.
What's that?
I didn't even know Vince Russo had a Facebook page.
Really?
I didn't even know Vince Russo, had internet.
Said Facebook had nothing to do with criticism, nothing at all, but I had to do everything with negativity. At this point in my life, turning 49 tomorrow, there's just no place for ugliness in my life. I want to enjoy life. I want to look forward to what's coming. Okay, so he's all, I don't have time for that because I'm old.
Hey, you're turning 49, Vince. So here's an idea: retire.
What? Because it works so well for Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan, right?
Yeah, but he's not a wrestler. Just because he held a world championship doesn't mean he's a wrestler.
Oh God! Oh, getting chills from to remember that. This is a weird one. This is knocks up to the weird category. Former wrestling promoter claims he's not a whites-only that he's launching a whites-only basketball league.
What?
Maybe this goes along with our discussion earlier when we were talking about promotions down there. Former wrestling promoter Don Moose Lewis has stirred up controversy in Georgia by announcing that he's launching a 12-team whites only basketball league. This is
Holy hell!
What, holy hell!
Static.
What?
I heard about this on ESPN actually.
This is actually on ESPN. This is ridiculous. He claims to be the commissioner of the All-American Basketball League. Claims he wants to emphasize fundamental basketball instead of street ball, played by, quote, people of color. So obviously this
Oh,
guy...
because that's not racist at all.
Oh, no. Well, he's already said... He's pretty much admitting it's a racist basketball league. And obviously he's talking like he's from the 30s. So, wow. And you can... you can visit ajc.com. I don't think that's the actual league website. But holy shit. Wow.
And people wonder why the terrorists hate us. It's because of things like that.
I don't really... Okay. WWE star Randy Orton did not spit gum at a 15-year-old fan, as alleged, according to the witness. Have you heard this story, guys?
I read it briefly.
So apparently, a mother confronted him while he was leaving, I believe, an arena for a night, escorted by police. I believe Carlito was with him, or Santino, I can't remember from the story I read the other day. But the mother came up and said, "Hey, you spit on my child 3 years ago at a show," and just did that, Mad Mike, actually, and called him a retard 3 times. And he says, "No, I would never call a kid a retard. I would
A retard.
A
retard.
Retard. Okay. Is that the French way of saying it?
No, it's way of saying it.
The what way?
The hangover.
Hangover way. Yeah, I know. So Randy Orton in controversy again. And still, I think it's funny that one thing like this comes up, and we get all of the "is Randy Orton worth the trouble for WWE" posts going up all over the internet.
Yeah.
So.
You know, for all the stuff that Randy Orton supposedly does behind the scenes, he's never really once been caught for, like, steroids or anything like that.
Actually, I thought he was.
Yeah, but I mean, he's not like one of the constant guys that we have to look out for, you know? Yeah.
I don't know. Well, he had 1 or 2 strikes against him. I thought he got.
Yeah, but he likes the ganja. He's not really a steroids kind of guy. If my memory serves me right.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. But I think it's bullshit. Whatever this is, it sounds like a frivolous lawsuit. And I know he's had shit in the past, but and as far as the worth the trouble, of course he's worth the trouble. When I'm sitting here on Monday night and hearing the sounds coming from Miss Hoover during Raw, I think it's worth it to WWE to keep him around. So and they've had people...
She must have been disappointed this week.
What's that?
She must have been disappointed this week.
Yeah,
there was very little
much.
Randy Orton.
Wasn't much. Okay, question is one about Alyssa Flash being removed from the roster. Awesome Kong says she asked for a release and is not going on the UK tour. Now, I don't think they've actually given her release yet.
No, they haven't.
She's just requested it.
So
it's kind of hard to give her a release when she's the Knockout Tag Team Champion.
That's true. So I understand. So you expect her to lose that very soon, come the next tapings, which will. So you'll see. So yeah, she has the belt for another 2 weeks at least. This got me a little excited. Comedy legends Cheech and Chong will be on the March 1st edition of WWE Raw.
That'll be interesting.
Not that wrestle fans old enough to remember them. Not that I'm barely old enough to remember them, actually. But yeah.
Well, we know Chung from that 70s show.
And also from court a couple miles away when he got sent to jail. They had the trial here at the courthouse in Pittsburgh because of the district that actually brought charges on him was this district. So bullshit. But he's out, and he's also Jason Powell over at ProWrestling.net. Fortunately, the guest hosts are not subjected to marijuana tests and therefore do not have to pay the $2,500. I'm already looking forward to the show, and as am I. So I'm just hoping somebody doesn't have an emergency appendectomy.
Hey, but you know what? For having to kind of change the show a little bit on the fly, Kool-Aid Hill was amazing.
Yeah, I don't think you can say that the other guy carries him on that psych show.
Yeah.
Because he definitely showed his stuff, you know. And he took.
I
his slap.
thought
He took a
honestly,
pretty
I thought
good
he
slap.
was one of the best guest hosts we've ever had.
Definitely. He was a great fit into everything. He didn't seem awkward by it, you know. I think it did help that they did have the experience with John Cena being on the show, so there was probably a little bit of rapport there. So.
And it helped that they were backstage for most of the segments.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a choice by anything, you know. And, yeah, he didn't really come out and do anything except for the pyro thing, which.
Well, he did the Alicia Fox thing.
Twice now we have a pyro. Yeah, but he
bitch
didn't actually
snack.
get in the ring and talk. You know, I don't know. You know, if there's anything behind that or not. Who the fuck is the security on the pyro on the show? Between this guy
He's
and
a
Randy
guest
Orton,
host. He can do what he wants.
don't you think they should be protecting the explosive devices on a WWE show?
Well, don't tell that to Randy Orton.
Yeah, no.
To be fair, there was no security because it was a Divas match and everyone pretty much left for snacks.
Oh, that's the lunch break of Monday Night Raw, apparently. So that's the
For
union.
everyone.
The union mandated diva match, so everybody can take a rest. Actually, I thought good stuff out of the divas last night.
Yeah, it was pretty.
We actually got 2 matches.
Honestly, Alicia Fox, who, from what I know, is a pretty sort of experienced wrestler, botches a lot more than Eve does.
Or even Kelly Kelly.
Or even Kelly Kelly. Well, they trained Kelly Kelly, so I don't know what.
I am not a fan of Alicia Fox on any level. I don't.
Yeah. Going back to Eve, she almost got spiked last night by Maurice.
Yeah.
That, like, I don't know if I'd really want Maurice doing that move a lot, considering, you know, how sort of sloppy the Divas can tend to be with their matches. Because that DDT that she does is vicious.
Yeah. It's like a spike DDT kind of thing.
Well, didn't Lita used to do like a similar DDT, but like Maurice does it with a hair flip.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Lita was like a trained wrestler. For the most part. Like, Lita actually got trained at, I think it was Killer Kowalski School, right?
Right. Well, all the person who's taking the DDT, all they have to do is sell it differently. Instead of landing on their head, land on their face or whatever.
True. I mean, maybe it was just how Eve took it, but
Well, they usually always take it as a spike DDT.
Another one that's one of my favorite headlines of the week. Hulk Hogan happy to get his favorite toilet seat back from Linda Balea. Go him. He feels his luck is turning.
Who's to say he's gonna get that toilet seat implanted on his cripple cart?
Yeah.
Makes things a hell of a lot easier for him.
The story goes that Hulk Hogan feels his luck has turned for the better when a Florida judge ordered Linda to return his antique toilet seat. What? What? I mean, does
Hulk
he spend that
Hogan
much,
does a lot of drugs.
does he
and
spend that
he's-
much time on the shitter that he needs an antique toilet seat to match his antique ass? A chandelier and other possessions. Hulk's had a victory and feels okay. So let's say the star.
Sorg, you want to know what my favorite rumor is from this week?
What's that?
The WWE is interested in bringing on Conan O'Brien.
Oh God, you can see them having him guest host.
I think that'd be really funny considering USA is owned by NBC.
Very true.
Wow, didn't even think about that one.
And I think if Conan did decide he wanted to do it, because it wouldn't be his own show, I'm pretty sure he'd be allowed to. We could have WWE wrestlers parody his famous bits. Like, you could have Santino pretend to be the masturbating bear. You could have Hornswoggle be Pimpbot.
All right, I can see this. Other news. There's a reality TV star from Real World that wants to be on TNA, and he thinks he's well, no, he wants to be on TNA because he loves Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, well, I thought he's the same Real World star that's on Celebrity Rehab.
Yeah. So he's tailor-made.
See how that worked out for you, TNA.
He's tailor-made for wrestling. It's fine. Joey Tovar from Real World Hollywood.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Enough of those things. Ken Anderson comments on his decision to sign with TNA.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't have a contract yet.
He insisted that he has a year contract, I thought.
He insisted he thought he had a year contract.
I'm pretty sure I might have signed something. It either said a year contract to TNA or 12-month subscription to WWE Magazine. I'm not very sure.
To be honest, I think you get more value out of the 12-month subscription to WWE Magazine.
We'll see. And speaking of weird ones, AOL claims that WWE is working on a Santino Marella sitcom.
That would be amazing.
Which will also feature Beth Phoenix as Santino's girlfriend and Vladimir Kozlov as his best friend. What? So we're filming the first 3 episodes, Santino said. It will be... Okay, I think this is one of those Santino character things that just got too far to AOL, and...
Yeah, like Santino's Casa.
Yeah. However, USA Network VP Chris McCumber said the network isn't looking into sitcoms. He says, I'm not aware of it. I need to see it. He's quite a comedic character, so no doubt he will have a good sitcom. What the fuck? What's going on?
USA characters welcome.
So, and Lesnar was speaking after being out for a while. He says that he was considering retirement depending on how the surgery went. Basically, he was facing about a colostomy bag for about 6 to 8 weeks. If he they couldn't reattach the what do you call them? The intestines because of all the inflammation. Why are you showing off your shirt there?
Because I'm a Red Lantern, damn it.
Red Lantern. Oh, is that what you were showing off? I was like,
I'm a Red goddamn Lantern because I'm Rageful Mike.
You've been reading up on Blackest Night?
Yes, I have.
Okay, we'll talk about that after the show. I'm about a month behind on it. But no, that's not for this. That's for the comic book pit, which I just started listening to again. But yeah, Lesnar, we almost lost. And that is actually all the interesting news I have for the week. And we got Royal Rumble this weekend.
We do have the Rumble this weekend. I cannot wait. I love the Rumble.
We talked about our picks for the Royal Rumble. It's always a fun time. I'm going to be heading up to Fox and Hound again. My first time there since before bragging rights.
Really?
Because I saw Survivor Series up at your place. We went to bragging rights, and I did not make TLC.
Don't you have a free party at Fox and Hound?
Yeah, I think I lost that slip. I don't know.
Balls.
That shit happens. I'm too busy to throw a party. Come on. I don't even do sword stock anymore. So let's do some quick picks. Sheamus and Orton.
Go Red. Go Big Red.
He's gonna go with it. Yeah, I don't think he makes the Mania, to be honest. I don't think he makes it.
Oh, I think he's gonna lose it in the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, I think we can't go by anything leading up to Mania anymore because they just swap everything up again. What's the other ones? We got what about you, WrestleFan? What do you think? Hello?
WrestleFan. Oh, where is he?
He's on over here. Okay, we'll see if he comes back.
Okay, WrestleFan is dead.
Undertaker and Rey Mysterio.
Part of me wants to say Rey, and I'm not sure why.
Yeah, you know what? Playing the scenario, let's say we don't get Shawn Michaels winning, and then by conveniently we get Rey Mysterio, who seems to be the throw-in guy for the title that never gets it ever since he won it the one time. It feels like the situation we had just a couple years ago with him and Edge. Like, we really didn't expect him to win, and I don't know. But I'd like to see Rey win in a surprise. I think that would be a really good kind of Rumble surprise deal and mix things up going into WrestleMania. But still, I think we're going to end up seeing a title match between Shawn and Taker. So I think
I don't think so.
it would raise, because otherwise we're just having a rematch. It would raise the stakes even more. This time it's for the title. It's not just for the streak. You know, it'll build it up a little bit. You know.
I don't even think we're seeing that match at Mania, Sorg.
I don't know. It's gonna be having.
You know my whole theory on that.
Yeah, I know. I think we've said it before on the show, but yeah. Real quick.
I think they're talking about it too much for it to actually happen.
I actually cannot bring up the Royal Rumble page. It has crashed my browser. I hate. That's another thing. I want to throw this out there. WWE, stop it with these flash pages. You have this giant flash thing, right? Which really, I think somebody's having a real problem with their resource management with this thing. Because I'm on my freaking MacBook Pro and it's running slow. Okay? My brand new Core 2 MacBook Pro and your flash is running choppy. I think you have a problem with that. And then I have to go through your flash in order to get to the matches, I'm pretty sure. I haven't found the back door yet. I haven't done it too much yet. But seriously, guys, Flash is dead. You're designing your sites like you are some of your booking ideas from 10 years ago. What other matches? There's
Christian versus Zeke.
Christian and Zeke. I hadn't caught ECW last night. I didn't know Zeke was in the running.
Oh yes, Zeke won the whole that race to the Rumble thing, that homecoming deal.
Yeah, which I thought the homecoming was kind of weird to toss anybody back on ECW for that belt. You know, it just didn't seem like it fit. So I'm expecting.
It kind of worked. It was a good match.
What are you saying, WrestleFan?
Well, because ECW doesn't have that many superstars that they can use to like do like a tournament or whatever.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I see. It wasn't really a tournament. I didn't even know what was going on with that.
Well, it had qualifying match for a 8-man battle royal.
8-man battle royal. It's a little weird to me. But it made for TV for a while, so you know, whatever. I have pretty decent expectations for Zeke. You know, even for a big man like that. And I think this is going to be, you know, this will be, you know, the where he shows it, if he's going to show it anywhere. You know.
I like Zeke a lot.
Yeah. Like I like his character. I like his demeanor. I think we know he can talk a bit. You know.
Yeah, and I think he's honestly gonna be Christian.
That'd be nice. He's had it for a while. It's about time. It'd be the show to do it.
And plus Christian, I think Christian can almost get ready to move on a little bit from ECW, because with Edge making his return pretty soon, they could easily move Christian over to SmackDown. And then they could bring Bryan Danielson on as the new face of ECW.
You know, I don't see them going Edge. I don't think Christian and Edge are going to hook up until after WrestleMania, if they do it this year. But it's about due. He's been around. He's been back for long enough. So, do you know any other matches? Like, since I can't find the damn card.
Yeah, I brought it up. We have the women's title, Michelle McCool versus Mickie James.
Okay.
I'd say Mickie takes it when Beth turns face.
Okay.
I don't think Beth is going to turn face.
They've been weird with that.
Well, because from the way it looked, for those that watched SmackDown or whatever, it was Mickie and Maria confronting Michelle and Layla about the whole, you know, Mickie James thing and calling her fat and all this stuff. And Mickie, like, in one end of the corner, Maria was beating up, like, Layla, and then Michelle McCool was beating up Mickie James. Beth rushes the ring, and like she's standing in the middle of the ring, and she's not knowing who to attack. Like you could see, she was questioning herself, and then she attacks Mickie and Maria.
That was about it. Because we had the deal where they made fun of her too a little bit, and I don't know. It could be maybe they say something else that pushes her over the edge. You know, it's always open. So.
Yeah, but I think if Mickie doesn't take it here, then
she won't take it.
It's really just a waste of time.
Then it's a title match. It's building up to something that they try to make you think she could take it, you know.
Well, no, because they've already had one match.
Yeah.
They had one match and Michelle beat her clean, and like they've still just been doing this thing where they've been insulting Mickey James back and forth. Like, I think the only real way this could end is at Elimination Chamber if they did like a hog pen match.
Yeah, there you go.
Now thinking about it, that could work. I think
that
either
actually makes sense.
Mickey's gonna take it, or Beth will go on win it later.
And I think the Divas tournament finale, is that happening at the Rumble?
I don't believe it is. It's not on the official site.
Yeah, I haven't seen it on the card yet. I didn't know what. I guess they're just kind of on Raw or something. So they'll actually build it for a couple weeks or something. So
Yeah.
there you go. That's about it, man.
Well, and then we have, of course, the Rumble match.
The Rumble match, and we talked about that a little bit, of who we think is going to win for the most part. Well, I think that is about it. Again, you can follow the story.
This Friday on SmackDown, we could very well have new tag team champions.
Yes, with the Dissension and DX, and yeah, you can see that. I'm loving what they're doing with the. Well, I think you're the one that was going off in the chat room about how they have a logo now.
Yeah, I absolutely love what Punk is doing. And apparently, even at house shows, they're recruiting people to the Straight Edge Society.
Nice.
Yeah, apparently at every SmackDown house show this past weekend, Punk shaved an indie worker's head and they joined the Straight Edge Society.
I saw some. I saw some girl on I think Diva Dirt. They're showing her with her new bald.
Yeah, Serena Deeb, former Shimmer star, who's been working in FCW, got her head shaved on SmackDown.
That was the one from SmackDown. Okay, I thought she looked familiar, and I thought I saw her from maybe like a YouTube or something. So.
Yeah, she's done a lot of stuff in Shimmer, and she also worked a bit in OVW.
Excellent.
She was pretty good on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really kind of hoping that, like, if this leads to the match that we've been rumoring with Punk versus Ray, hair versus mask, I hope by that point, Punk is led to the ring by an entire army of bald indie wrestlers.
I'm hoping they do at least that, because I was thinking like maybe they started shaving their heads, and that's how they're introducing these developmental guys or something as a faction, you know. But
I heard a faint rumor that might be how they bring in Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
That could be
And I mean, that could work. I love to see a Punk Danielson feud.
Well, no, you're meaning as a team member.
Yeah. Yep. That would work too.
Well, anyways, guys, you can follow the stories that we talked about here a little bit at delicious.com/Wrestling Mayhem. Again, but before we go, I want to find out, Mad Mike, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that John Cena can still be entertaining when he's talking to a celebrity over a speakerphone.
Way to put over that speakerphone and your fear of redialing it. WrestleFan, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that even though if some wrestling fans may be cast members and aren't allowed to curse on national television, some higher paid cast members can drop the F-bomb every other word and flip shit and throw chairs around. And yeah, that's TNA.
I learned...
And Sorg, what did you learn this week from wrestling?
I learned that some people... shit, I'm going to fuck it up. I'm sorry, I just love the big freaky story from this week. Some people advance themselves while you still fail. It's pretty much the gist of it. Anyways, if you guys want to chime in for what you think of the show, what you think of interviews, you want to put in stuff for our future interviews, which I'll tell you about next week in a second. 412-206-WMS0 is 412-206-9670. You can Twitter us at Mayhem Show, twitter.com/Mayhem Show. You can also email us at
Good times
at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. And go check out our t-shirts on Spreadshirt. I think we might have one coming up. I had one written down. We'll see if we can get that out to you guys later this week. Go ahead, get the MWO t-shirts. Mayhem World Order.
MW.
And of course, Mad Mike is wearing.
Can I not be Scott Hall?
You cannot be Scott Hall.
The biggest podcast in wrestling.
That's right. That's right. Also, please subscribe to us on Blip TV, on iTunes, on Roku Box for the video, on the Talk Shoe, on wherever else. We started throwing the applet up for the video over on WrestlingMayhemShow.com during the show. What's up, Mad Mike?
Sorg, we need to announce a fan of the week.
And we're gonna announce a fan of the week, and I think I got my vote in. What do you think?
I don't know. It's a tough call.
I'm thinking
Big Freaky with his long email and Rock and Roll Outlaw punking out Taz.
All right. So let's go. Let's narrow it down a little bit because Big Freaky punking out the smart marks or the Taz.
Big Freaky.
Big Freaky. You're going Big Freaky. What do you think, Mad Mike?
Oh, I'll
go
real
Big Freaky.
I'll
go Big Freaky.
I think we'll go Big Freaky is the fan of the week this week. So we don't have prizes other than you can tell your friends at work that you're telling us about that you are indeed the fan of the week.
Hey, Sorg, I'm a 6-time fan of the week. All right.
He's a 6-time fan.
6-time. 6-time.
No wrestle fan. No. Bad wrestle fan.
You just broke.
Yeah,
I'm not Booker T.
But Big Freaky, hopefully we've reasserted your masculinity this week because of that. Sorry about last week.
Sorg, don't apologize for me. I have no regrets.
No regrets, of course. You know, what is this show without the fans feuding with each other? Anyways, the big announcement next week. Please join us for Wrestling Mayhem Show 204 in studio. We'll have the return of the recently retired from IWC, Marshall the Bull Gambino. A couple other little things debuting on the show along with that, but he will be here in the studio. I need another damn camera. We'll see how that goes. I need a computer that doesn't crash halfway through the show. We'll see how that goes. So please, thanks for bearing with us with our technical difficulties with the live audience and, the video audience. Man, I don't know what you're going to get at this point, so I hope you enjoyed what you did get. This is Sorg.
They got plenty, Sorg.
This is Sorg.
Mad Mike.
Waffle fan.
And we'll see you guys next week. You guys have a good week, and stay on WrestlingMayhemShow.com. There's a lot of fun stuff with Winter Humors coming up.
Thank you for listening to the Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Please subscribe to our iTunes streams and blog at WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
Email us at goodtimes@WrestlingMayhemShow.com or call us with any comments at 412-206-WMS0. We love to hear from our fans, and who knows, maybe you'll make it onto the show.
The Wrestling Mayhem Show was recorded live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in front of a live internet audience, and is a production of Sorgatron Media.
You can be part of the show as we record live every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern on TalkShoe.com and Ustream.tv.